All right, people, welcome to D-Talk Influencers. This is where we explore the mindset of amazing achievers. We share their secret to success and how the decisions they've made over the years have shaped, transformed who they are today. We're also committed to provide you with the tools and the knowledge that you need to unlock your potentials and to influence the world. Our guest today is LEPACIOUS BOSE, and of course, he's going to be joining us right now on the show. And I'm so excited today to have her today on the show. So a little bit of network issue when we started the other time, and I believe that it will get better now, and I believe that she's going to join us right here on the show. So let us wait for our guest to join us. Okay, she's back here now with us. I think she did now. Better now. So we're trying to invite our guest to join us. Okay, can you hear me now?
Hopefully for now. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining in. So with nothing further ado, I'll start from the introduction. Welcome everybody. This is Talk Influencers. This is where we talk about the mindset of amazing achievers. We share their secret to success and how the decisions they've made over the years are shaped, transformed who they are today. Our guest today is the amazing LEPACIOUS BOSE. And for those who don't know who she is, of course, she's an actress, she's a comedian, she's a lawyer, and of course, she's also a wellness advocate. There's so much to learn from her, I must say that. And of course, if you're not following her on our Instagram page, please go do so now. There's so much to learn from her, of course. So thank you so much, LEPACIOUS BOSE, for tuning in. How are you doing today? How are you doing today?
Very well, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Very well, thank you.
All right, thank you so much. So I would like to ask you this as we commence this wonderful section. Can you share with us one decision that you made growing up that has made a tremendous impact to who you are today? One decision you have made early in life that has made a tremendous impact to who you are today.
Oh, well, growing up, I had two teachers as parents who wanted, and we were only two kids. So when you're teachers and you have two kids, you want the kids to be everything. You want the two kids to be doctors, the two kids to be lawyers, the two kids to be engineers, the two kids to be pastor, the two kids, everything you see that is good in other children, in other people's children. You want your own children to have it because they're just two kids, and then so you want to make them an epitome of the perfect kids. And I remember that I was sleeping in my bedroom. I must have been in Form 3, and my brother, I must have been in Form 2, I think, and my brother, who was in Form 3 then, or was he in Form 4, had done GCE, and he did pure arts in GCE, and which was amazing because he was a pure science student. I mean, he did in school. He did physics, chemistry, biology, maths, and and then he decided to do his GCE in English, chemistry, economics, literature, pure arts. And this guy cleared his papers, all A's. And I remember I was sleeping, and my dad came into the room, woke me up, and flung my brother's report in my face, and said to me that, you see what your brother has achieved. You see what your brother has achieved. You, half of the time we are checking your homework, we are checking your work, we are correcting your English, we are correcting your spelling. See what your brother has achieved. First GCE, see what your brother has achieved. And I remember I was so upset because I was sleeping. And I was just I think I was in Form 3 or something. It wasn't even time for me to write GC. It wasn't even like I had written GC and I failed. You people have already concluded that I was not as smart as my brother. And I remember I got up. Now I went back to sleep at that point. Because me, when I'm upset, the first thing I do is I just sleep. And I remember that I got up. I took a brand new exercise book. My mom was a teacher, so we had lots of, all these federal government exercise books that were free. We always had them in the house. A brand new exercise book. And I wrote in the exercise book how I was going to become a lawyer, how I was going to be called to bar, and on the day of call to bar, how I was going to give my parents my certificate of call to bar, and I'll walk away from their life forever. That's I'm going to show them that I can make it. And it wasn't like I liked law. I just felt, what is the one course that I can study that can challenge this my brother's intelligence, that they can know that me too, I'm not stupid. I thought, okay, law is the only other thing that can get their attention. Since my brother was already going to be a doctor, then let me go and be a lawyer so that I can show them. And I must have written that from my pain, because after that, I think I wrote it and I put it somewhere and I left it and I didn't think about it anymore. And of course, because I was always competitive with my brother, I ended up going to, when it was time to choose whether you are doing sciences or arts, I went to do that science, that same science that he did. I knew I did not know science, so I knew I did not know book. But that same science that he did, physics, chemistry, biology, maths, Femi is not the only one that have sense in this family. Me too, I can prove that I have sense. So I went and did that same physics, chemistry, biology, maths. I wanted to just show them that I can do it. And, at the end of the day, we went through school, we did JAMB, we did WAEC. I remember that I passed JAMB. I got admission to study physiotherapy in University of Ife at that time. But I did not have, I think it was chemistry. I did not have chemistry. And so, because I didn't have chemistry, they didn't give me that admission. I had all the other courses, subjects, but I didn't have chemistry. And so I couldn't go to school. Of course, I felt my father being a teacher, I was very upset with him. I felt that there's a way we can walk around this thing. Daddy, there's a way you have friends that are lecturers now. You should be able to. My father refused to do all that going around the circle. Go and do JAMB again. So in the end, I ended up going to University of Ibadan to study theatre arts. And so while I was studying theatre arts, they were having a meeting in my house, my dad, my mom, and my brother. Without me, I was in school studying theatre arts. And they were deciding that theatre arts is not something that our daughter, I can't say she's a graduate of theatres. No, she should do more. So they agreed that I should do law without me being there. They agreed that I talk too much. I was always argumentative. I'm always arguing with everything. Law is what I should do. So they went and bought JAMB form by themselves, filled JAMB form for me by themselves, and got JAMB for me to do law while I was still in University of Ibadan. I was in my 200 level studying law. I must have been my 300 level or so. I was cleaning my room out when I saw the jotter, the notebook that I wrote there, that I was going to study law and I was going to walk away from my parents' life forever. In fact, I think I must have finished studying the law. I think I finished when I finally saw the book, and I opened the book and I saw it and I broke down in tears, because that shows the gravity of pain and passion. Because what I thought I was writing, that's the power of intention. What I thought I was writing because, I'm angry. Why did they say this to me? Why did they say that? I wrote it and forgot about it. But years after, I ended up studying that law. That same law that I said I was going to study that time, based on anger, based on emotion. And it taught me a big lesson. And that lesson is, whatever you decide in your pain, in your anger, in your joy, when you are in the depth of extreme emotion, can make or mar you. And I remember sharing that with my dad, and my dad was like, ooh, wow, because I just wrote it. In my childish mind, I thought I was being, how can they talk to me like this? I can't take this. but I did not know the power of words. And people think that words are only powerful when you speak them. But words are as powerful when you write them as well as when you speak them. Because I wrote it and dumped the book in my wardrobe. You don't understand. I dumped it, and because it was a very passionate thing. It was something that, let me say it in Yoruba, oh do me go. It was something that was really, really painful to me. I wrote it and hid the book. So it wasn't for other people to see. So for years, even me, I was arranging that wardrobe. I was putting clothes on top of it. I'll pack things out. I will rearrange. And I did not see that book for years. Because after writing it, I didn't want any other person to see it. And I did not know that even I was being driven by that same. Imagine, I said I was going to study law to prove a point to some people. I was not there when those same people collected JAMB form on my behalf and they filled that same law for me to study. For me, it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. The spiritual connection of my thoughts years ago and how it came to come to pass years after by people that were not there when I was writing those thoughts down is amazing. It's amazing. And one of the things I'm grateful to God was that my anger at that point with my dad or my parents at that time, my anger was channeled positively. I said, oh, I'm going to study law. I'm going to show these people. What if I said, I'm going to kill myself, or I'm going to commit suicide, or I'm going to leave this house and I'm going to become a prostitute and I'll never come back to this house again? Then, you know, it will probably have come to pass as well. Because so it was because now I'm older and I'm learning more about the universe, the power of spiritual forces and all that, and I'm realizing that the energy that I released into the universe at that particular moment was powerful enough to determine and to force my future. And think about it. I said I will be called to bar. I will give my parents my certificate and I would never practice that law. I said it. I wrote it. I would never practice that. And I wish I had kept that book now. That I would never practice that. I wrote it clearly. And now I've been called to bar for 20 years. And I work even as a civil servant. But I remember anytime I have to go to court, I'm like, oh no, not again. Because I don't like going to court. So it's amazing how powerful our thoughts and our words can be, especially in the heat of emotion. Either when you're very angry, or whether when you're very happy, or whether you're very hurt, or whether you're very bitter, those words can change or make you. So I spoke those words into the future without even me knowing the implication of those words. And years after, it's playing out, even without me thinking that it's playing out. So when I look back, sometimes I'm like, hey, Egbono, Kini, hey, you know, like this is how this thing works. You know, so if you ask me what was the most memorable, life-changing experience I had growing up that patterned my future in whatever I am doing now, that would be the most memorable, because it was a defining moment. It was a defining moment that I did not even know I was defining. And that's it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. You know, you really explained that so well that I believe that everyone that is watching us and of course listening to us now, they've gained so much from what you have just said. So please, can you share with us, as you have like that, can you share with us 3 life principles that you personally live by, your life principles that you live by that has helped you thus far?
The most important life principle that I live by is I should guard my heart with all diligence, for out of it flows the issues of life. And I'm sure if you go on my Facebook, I've not been on Facebook for a long time, but if you go on my Facebook, you probably see that's what I wrote there. Guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows the issues of life. Because once your heart is messed up, every other thing is messed up. I remember when we were in school, if a teacher is nasty, we'll say, she and her husband quarreled today. If anything, if a pastor is not preaching well, we say, there's always something about the heart, and check out most people. Let them have one small problem with their boyfriend like this, everybody else is in trouble around them. Let them have one problem with their girlfriend, everybody else is in trouble around them. Even their office work does not stress them as much as their relationship. So one of the things that I learned a long time ago was to guard my heart with all diligence. I guard what enters my heart. And I'm very passionate about what enters my heart. I'm very passionate about the people that speak into my heart. I'm a Christian, but I don't listen to every pastor. And not because I don't believe that God has called them, but I don't believe that we understand or we receive the same things. And I don't want you to mess with my head. And so I'm very particular about the things that I allow to enter into my heart, because out of it flows the issues of life. The things that are ultimately going to come out of your life at the end of the day are a result of the things that you allow to come into your life. So I'm very, very particular about that. Let me give you an example. I don't watch horror films. There's no way let the horror film win 200 million awards. And let everybody tell me, this horror film, nobody has ever seen the type before. It is the best in the world. I remember when my friends were trying to get me to watch Twilight Zone, and they were telling me, it's not really that horror. It's not really horror like that. It's just that the guy will change to a tiger, and the guy will change to a demon, and the demon will change to I say, you people, I will not watch it. I will not watch it. So you will not find me watching a movie unless I have read the preview, unless I have found somebody to tell me exactly what it's in it. I don't do all those things. All those Lord of the Rings, I make sure that, this one, the lady turned to a witch, but it's a beautiful witch. Okay, I can deal with this one. But anything where human being is turning to snake is turning to human being, I don't watch it. And my belief is because God is a creative God. Just as the way the devil is a creative devil. For somebody to be able to sit down and think about it and write it down means that it can happen. So therefore, I will not watch it so that it does not enter into my brain, because I have an overactive imagination. I don't want to be sleeping in the night and then the curtain in my bedroom is moving, and I will say, hey, vampire, wow, that vampire want to enter now. Hey, vampire, finally catch me. I don't want that in my life. Life is complicated enough. So when I say guard your heart with all diligence, I mean even in little things as watching movies. I don't allow some things in my environment. I don't allow some energy around me. And that's why even in my industry, a lot of people think that I'm very strict. I'm really not strict. I'm really a very softie. When it comes to life generally, I'm a softie. In fact, I'm so soft that Odenimi, that's me, I'm Ode. But because I know that I am softie, I build that wall around me so that you don't take advantage of me and you don't assume that I would always allow you to get away with things. So when I guard my heart with all diligence, I don't allow some things to penetrate into my heart, and therefore it helps me. Number one. Number two, I don't know about other people, but I believe that we are all a product of our family. I live by a principle of anything that would disgrace my family, I should not be found there. I don't know about other people. Honestly, I don't know about other people. My first nephew is 18. The next one is about 15 now. And I think the day the first one joined Instagram, I decided not to post some things. No matter how interesting those things are, no matter how funny those things are, I decided that At this time, I'm not posting this stuff anymore. Why? I don't want anything that I will post that will make those young children ask themselves, what is Auntie Bose talking about? Or I don't want them to ask me questions that I cannot answer. Or I don't want to embarrass them. I don't want to get them to a point where they would say, I remember the day the last one told me, was showing me stuff about myself on Google. And I was like, Auntie Bose, did you see this about you? Did you see this about you? Did you see what they said about you about that? Did you see what they said about you here? And I was thinking, what if I was wearing clothes with showing all my boobs and all that, and those were the things they were writing about me? How is this same young boy going to perceive it? So at this point, he's so proud of his Auntie Bose. Oh, my Auntie Bose. Oh, my Auntie Bose. Did you see this about that? Oh, my Auntie Bose. The same way he's going to be ashamed of me if it is something that is negative. So I'm not going to, because I want more followers, I want to be controversial, I want to be in then, you know. So I remember one day I was discussing with my brother, who is, by the way, my brother, my biggest problem in my life is my brother, because if you have a sibling who is, and I'm not boasting, who is a genius, you are constantly under pressure to live up to that standard, either with your parents or with him. Half of the time I have a fight with my brother, it's because my brother feels that I'm not doing enough. And my brother does not live in Nigeria. He lives in a country where, yes, my darling KDQ, your followers are, my followers are loyal. That one I know. I don't have 1 million followers, but the few that I have, they die with me. They are, as in, I know you guys, man. I know. As soon as this show started, I started seeing all your names. I said, my people are here. Anyway, so the thing about where my brother lives is they have all this Oyibo lifestyle. For example, my brother cannot understand why you need to post on Instagram every day. He believes that value comes from you talking once in a while. Then everybody goes like, oh, wow, Bose is talking. I live in Nigeria. If you don't talk for 5 hours, they will forget you. If you don't talk for 5 hours, they will forget you. If you are off Instagram for 24 hours, you are assumed to be dead. If you are away from social media for 1 week, they move on to the next person. They don't have time. Okay? So we're always having those kind of misunderstandings. But the thing about having an elder brother who is amazingly intelligent and who has, I think my brother has like 5 masters or 6 masters. Me. They have begged me. I have gotten admission in UI 3 times. I have not gone once. I have my letters. Come and come. I will say I'm coming. I will not come again. I'll go again. I'll run away. I'll come back again. I will apply again. I'll go through the process again. Write the exam. Do everything. They will not see me again. Then you have a brother that has like 5 masters from different, and I'm talking of international universities, and right now he's doing his PhD. So that's the kind of brother I have. And one day I was having a discussion with my brother, and I was complaining to him about how social media is the most viable thing, and how I need to push my social media, how I need content, I don't know what to do, and everybody else is doing skits, but I feel I'm just too old for some of those skits. At this age, why should I be doing some of those skits? But that seems to be the in thing. Everybody's forgetting about my generation. They are more into the younger generation, and I was lamenting. And my brother said something, and it stayed with me. He said, Bose, Oprah Winfrey is famous and rich. Kim Kardashian is famous and rich. Both of them are famous and rich for 2 different reasons. Choose your reason. Do you want to be famous like an Oprah for being intelligent, for being amazing, a TV host, for being a speaker, for being a movement person, for being a change maker? Or do you just want to sell your body and sex and beauty and elegance like a Kim Kardashian? Make your choice. Both of them are successful, but for two different reasons. So it's your choice. And so at that point when he made that statement, it was a defining moment for me. You know, I stopped looking at people on Instagram to say, oh, this person is doing well. Oh, nobody's following me. Oh, nobody's saying this about me. Oh, this person just bought a new car. Oh, I stopped all that because that statement was very profound. What do you want to be known for? Do you want to be known? Do you just want to be famous for the name of being famous? Or you want to be famous for impacting lives positively? And you want people to remember you for that? Is that what you want people to remember you for? Or you just want to be a star? You know? And that was another thing I decided to start living my life by. And which was what battered the Mind and Body series that I started later, because I wanted my life to be impactful to people, not just because I'm an actress. I didn't just want to be remembered as an actress, because an actress is somebody else's story, or a comedian in a country now where people even misunderstand even simple jokes. Now people misunderstand it, you know. And what else can I be remembered for? And I wanted people to be able to say, oh, it was when I was talking to so and so person, or when I was on the LEPACIOUS BOSE show that I saw this, or when I read a post on this that did this, and all that. And I still said I'm going to do a video about it, because last week Saturday I was at an event and a lady said to me, I said, she's, when you sit down, I would like to talk to you. And I said, what is it? She said, you may not remember, but about 5 years ago or 6 years ago, you were in a church in Lekki. You came to speak to us about the healthy lifestyle, about you shared your testimony and all that. And after the program, people waited to talk to you, and I was among the people that waited to talk to you. And when I waited to talk to you, I was going through depression, I was suicidal, I was pregnant, I was frustrated, and I told you everything I was going through, and you didn't say much. You just looked at me and you said, so what is the problem? You just looked at me and said, so what is the problem? You have so much to be grateful for. And in less than 3 minutes, you counted the things that I had to be grateful for. I had never seen it that way. I did not even think that I had anything to be grateful for. I even thought my life was a mess. But you turned it around and explained it to me, and I looked at it, and suddenly I had so much to be grateful for. And I went home lifted up. I went home in a better spirit. I went home looking at things from a different perspective. And today I'm grateful. She said, meet my husband. And then she showed me a picture in her phone. She said, and that was the baby I was pregnant for then. You know? And I just looked at her and I hugged her and I said, thank you for making my day. And guess what she said in reply? She said, thank you for making my life. I was emotional. The tears were like, when somebody says that to you, I'm not a pastor, I'm not a prophet, I don't own a church, somebody says that to you, and she said it not once, not twice, and she said it from like deep, you could see that she was not, see, you don't understand, I left the place and she did not take my phone number, so it's not like, oh, she's trying to bond. She did not take my phone number. When I was leaving the table, I said, please send me a DM, let's stay in touch. She said, okay. I've not heard from her since then. So it's not about, oh, that I want to be friends with her. No, she was sharing a personal experience. And that meant a lot to me. And those are my guiding principles. Walk through this life and impact somebody else's life positively. Guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows the issue of life. If anybody needs to challenge you, make sure that the person is a winner and an achiever. The same way I looked at my brother and I said, this person is a winner and achiever, and I constantly wanted to outdo him. So it became a something to push me to be better. I could have decided to. I will not lie you. I hated my brother when I was growing up, because all my life I was always hearing, "Can't you be like your brother? Didn't you see your brother?" In fact, if it was these days that children are we were very protected in those days. We didn't know anything. If it was these days, maybe I would have put rat poison inside his food, because I used to imagine how life would be if he was not there. Only me was the child. Maybe they would have absorbed me more, but. But that's what I'm just trying to say. The fact that at the end of the day, I took his genius and learned from it, and I applied it, and it led to something better. And I think we should train our children to have that as well. What they call what do they call healthy rivalry? My brother has read this book, I would like to read this book as well. Not they love my brother more than me, but no, I can be as smart as my brother and constantly wanting to do better. I think those are the 3 things that I've lived my life by.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, LEPACIOUS. So speaking of training our children, I know, showing them the way to go. And in your opinion, what is the role of the parents that we have in shaping a child's life? What are the roles of parents in shaping a child's life? Did they play any role?
I don't know, because I don't have any child. But I know that if I had a child and I were to die, I know the people I will leave my children with. If I had a child and I will not be around, I know the people I can leave my children with. Or when this wife will beat her children, you'll be crying on behalf of the children. My sister-in-law will throw the kids, now that they are big now, she cannot throw them away, but she will throw them with one hand like this. She will throw them like this. They will that. You will go and be telling the children again, your mommy did that to you. Don't mind your mommy. Come and meet Auntie Bose. They will say no. They will still go back to that same mommy.
All right. Thank you so much.
The reason why they are going back to that same mommy is because they know that mommy is not wicked. That mommy is just disciplining them, and it takes a lot of grace to be friends with your children, at the same time to be principled and discipline your children. If I talk about my parents sometimes, if I talk about my dad sometimes, you'll be like, your dad must have been a horrible person. If I talk about my mom, you wonder how she was my mother. But guess what? My parents are still my best friends. My parents are still, that's anything I cannot tell my parents. Anything I cannot, that's as old as I am. As old as I am. You can imagine as old as I am. I'm just my dad about boyfriend matter. So you can understand what I'm talking. That's my parents and we are tight like that, My parents and we are discussing menstruation on the phone and we are crying together. Daddy, the pain is so bad. Mom is like, what have you taken? Those are the kind of parents I have. But that does not mean that they take rubbish from you. My parents are the kind of people that will tell you, wait, John, because of 50,000 naira that you sent to me yesterday, is the reason why you spoke to me anyhow today. Send your account number. Take your money back. You understand what I'm saying? So it starts from the home. You can love your... Growing up, my parents were not beaters. I can count how many times they beat us. It's just that the time they beat us, those times, if they beat you once in a week or once in 1 month, the beating feels like it is every day because it is painful. That beating is painful. My dad especially, my mom was a bully. My mom would just throw a bucket at your head like that. My mom was just a bully. But my dad hardly beats you. And if my dad beats you, he will call you after you have finished crying and sit you down to ask you, do you know why I beat you? Because my father doesn't want you to misunderstand why you were beaten. And the older I got, I started understanding what it meant. If you go to a neighbor's house and you eat in the neighbor's house and my father beats you, my father wants you to know that it's because you ate in the neighbor's house, not because you went to the neighbor's house. You have to know the difference. So tomorrow when they say, boss, let's go to Shola's house, you will not say, I'm not going to Shola's house, my daddy beat me. No, no, no. I didn't beat you because you went to Shola's house. I beat you because you ate in Shola's house. There's a difference. Or I beat you because you ate in Shola's house without telling your mom. There's a difference. So all these things are very important. But a lot of parents these days don't even know how to communicate what the kids are doing wrong with them. Growing up, I think our biggest problem was we loved our parents too much, in my own case, to want to upset them. I was not afraid of my parents. I loved my parents. I don't know how to explain it any better. The biggest pain for me was for my father to say, I'm disappointed in you. The biggest heartache for me was for my mother to say, I'm ashamed of you. It's more than beating. I don't know how to explain it any better than that. That was how I grew up. I don't know how other people grew up. And so even now at this age, I live alone. I'm in my own house. But I can guarantee you, my father calls me at this time now, and I'm not in my house. This is how I will be telling my friends. Shh, because my father is going to go, you are not at home at this time? Where are you? What is going on? Hey, boss, Nigeria is not this safe. I keep telling you, things are happening. Please. How can you fight with that kind of person? He's not fighting you now. He's not telling you, you are not at home. What rubbish is that? No, he's caring for you. So you too, how else can you be like, no, daddy, I'm going to sleep at my friend's place. I'm not coming home. You are sleeping there. Let me shock you. At this age, I'm sleeping at my friend's house. At this age, my father will say, can you please send us the address and the phone number of your friend? So that's the kind of family I come from. And I think that that's very important. When the children understand that, it's not that daddy is wicked, it's not that mommy is wicked, it's that they love me so much, they want the best for me. And then those children will begin to appreciate. I want them to be happy. I want them to be proud. Most importantly, and finally, about raising children is that when we were growing up, it was, like I keep saying, it was a community that raised us. Everybody was auntie. Everybody was mommy. If my mother is abusing you for putting water on the gas and the water got burnt, and an auntie enters the house while she's abusing you, I'm even talking of abusing you, that one is hard. That one is far. If you did a test and you got 2/10 inside the test and she's abusing you for getting 2/10, and an auntie walks into the house while she's abusing you, my mother is not going to keep quiet. She's going to continue abusing you. Then the auntie will ask, kini boss she? Then my mama does 2/10. Look at the test. 2/10. When all she will be doing is watching TV, why will she not have 2/10? Then the auntie will now turn to you and say, boss, say what happened? 2/10. Oh, you, that shouldn't happen. What happened, Abi? But these days, when they are talking to their child for having the 2/10, and you knock on the door, they say, shh, go to your room, idiot, don't let anybody know that you don't know book. And I think all those things patterned and is changing who we are. The things that our parents did when they raised us, our generation is calling it child abuse. And so our children are becoming badly raised. They raised us right. We grew up and we decided that that training that they gave us is child abuse. That beating us is child abuse. Correcting us is child abuse. Communal training is child abuse. We became unnecessarily educated, and we started applying that our Oyibo sense to misunderstanding how they raised us right. And we started retraining our own children the wrong way. And we're paying for it now. We're paying for it. We're now having children that are killing, 15-year-old children that are killing other people's children because they want to use them for money. When I was 15, I didn't even know anything but to write love letter to another guy inside class. Love letter that we will even still be hiding. The highest form of love when I was 15 was slum book. We feel slum book. You draw hearts, you write his name, you write your name. That's the highest form of love. And so we're not doing crazy things because we're trying so hard to raise our children away from the way we were raised because we felt that their own way was too harsh. But really, that harsh way is the only way. Is the only way. The old school way is the only way to raise a child with discipline. And that's the reality of it. So finally, I keep telling people, stop hiding what should not be hidden. I'm not saying you should come outside and call your child a thief, but stop hiding what should not be hidden. For example, we lived, I don't know how other people live, but in our own area, it was not an estate, it was an area, Ijesha Road, Ijesha area. All of us, we knew everybody, we went to the same Anglican church. So we all kind of, your age group, we all wrote common entrance together. We all wrote JAMB together, you know. So when you write your common entrance, it's like, Bose, what did you score in common entrance? I scored 282. The person will not answer you. You scored 282. But your mommy told my mommy that you scored 190. But your mommy told my mom that you scored 190 now. Why you not say you scored 282? You are lying, Joe. You see what I'm saying? Those parents had a network. I remember those days when we wanted to enter federal government college. They were actually calling themselves school. Federal government college. They say Shagamu is very competitive. If we don't know anybody there, they will not put out there. Hey, why don't you take Queen's College? Queen's College. We don't know anybody. They go see. Okay. My own is going to federal government college. Maduguri. You're sending that to Magduri. How will she be getting there? They say they give them admission faster there. There's no drama in that one. The quota is very short. I even heard that Buki is going to federal government college. He's on his own. Come and see plane. How will she be getting there? That's how our parents raised us. They communicated, they discussed, and they agreed. And so when we are all going to boarding house, everybody is going at the same time. When we are all coming back, we are all coming at the same time. We have the kind of training together. So when we are seeing each other in church, when we come home on holiday, we're like, I was school. There's a communication. But when your child score 82 over 400, and you are the parent that went to go and help the child to pay for them to increase the mark to 300, you will not have the mouth to discuss with another parent what your child scored in school. So that's what I feel that is the lacuna that has happened between their own generation and our own generation. And I think that something went wrong between our generation and the present generation. And I'm worried about the next generation because the gap is so wide. The gap is so wide. Even the way they speak, the way they write. When I read comments on Instagram, I don't need anybody to tell me how old the person is. Your choice of words. I don't need anybody to tell me that this person, 1919, 1982, 2000, you can sense it from the choice of words and the mind and the reasoning, because we're worlds apart. We're worlds apart. Absolutely. We're worlds apart because everybody laughs when Eukaria Akponobi posts all those funny stuff and she says all those things. Well, you really need to listen to the things that lady says. They're very deep. They're very, very, very insightful, and they're from a thinking mind from another generation, not our own.
Thank you so much, LEPACIOUS, for, of course, mentioning and illustrating that. I would like to ask you this. What advice are you going to give to any young person watching us now, right now, the talk influencers that is afraid of launching out?
Everybody's afraid. That's the truth I'm going to tell the person. Everybody is afraid. Even those you are looking up to, those who you think that have arrived, those who you think that, oh, they are shining, everybody's afraid. The people that want to break out are afraid because they want to break out. The people that are there are afraid because they don't want to come down. The people that have reached the highest pinnacle are afraid because they don't want those of you that are coming from the back to come and overtake them and leave them behind. Because somebody that learned how to type with typewriter, without to struggle hard to compete with somebody that knows how to use Apple laptop. Somebody that knows how to use Apple laptop may not be as smart as the person that is using typewriter. It may not be as intelligent, but he is smarter in the working style. So while you are still trying to type one letter on a typewriter, he has typed 3 pages on his Apple laptop. So whether you like it or not, everybody technically is afraid of something. So while what you are most afraid of is afraid of you. Why do you think reptiles strike people? Why do you think dogs bite? Why do you think all these things happen? You think a snake sees you and a snake just decides that, I'm a snake, I can bite you. No, a snake is biting because a snake is afraid that you want to attack him, and so he has decided to attack you before you attack him. And so nobody is going to give you that chance. Forget it. If you're expecting that you are in an... See, the biggest deceit of the entertainment industry is that everybody thinks that, oh, I'm going to discover somebody that is going to help me. LEPACIOUS BOSE is a female comedian. I'm going to meet her. I'm a female comedian too. I want her to hold my hand. I want her... LEPACIOUS BOSE does not want you to come. You will come. You not chase her inside. Oh, I want to be another Genevieve. Genevieve is going to be my mentor. Hey! I remember when I was in secondary school, I have letters that I wrote to stars telling them, I want you to be my mentor. I want you to shape me. Those days there was no social media now. I will write the letter, then enter motor to their houses to go and drop it. I never got reply. I never got reply. So everybody is afraid of something. So if you are waiting for somebody to open the door and say, enter, we have been waiting for you, it's a lie. You have to make up your mind to launch out. Launch out. Who knew 5 years ago that a platform like social media was going to come where people can be doing their skits and showcasing their skits and everybody will be posting it for them? All these people that are doing skits now wanted to act in movies. I'm sure if there was no social media, they would have been going for auditions now and they would have been removing them. They would not have been giving them roles because they wanted to use because they want to use only the celebrities, and these people will never shine. But see what social media has done. So whatever you think you are afraid of is also afraid of you. You are afraid to launch out. Trust me, the people that you think have launched out, they are afraid to fall down. The people you think are sitting, they are afraid that you will not remove the chair from under them. Everybody is afraid. So you have to make up your mind, like they say in the corporate world, choose your fight. Choose your afraid. Do it afraid. You know how to sing. Go set up your phone. Sing. Keep posting it. Even if you have only 10 followers, post it. The world is easier now. When we started, you have to get somebody to invite you to Night of 1,000 Laughs or to something. And before you get the access to that one, hey, your joke must be solid. And if the first 3 minutes of your performance, everywhere is quiet, nobody is looking at you, your career has died. On arrival, it has died. Now you post a skit on Monday, it is funny. You post another one on Tuesday, it's not funny. They will say, but the guy is still funny. Oh. But in our own time, your first 3 minutes is not funny. Forget it. Nobody's calling you again. They say, let's call that lady. Say, no. When I joined the comedy industry, we were like 5 ladies that came at the same time. I think I'm the only one still standing. So whatever you think that you are afraid of is also afraid of you. The most important thing is you need to make up your mind, make a decision to launch out. And the world is easier now. You have YouTube, you have social, Instagram, you have Facebook. Set up your camera in front of you. If it is your voice, There is none like you. No one else can. And everybody, oh, I didn't know you could sing like this. If it is joke you want to say the joke. In these days of TikTok, do things. There's one East African guy on TikTok that has like 12 million or something followers. The guy doesn't say a word. He does not say one word. Everything is miming. I don't understand it. He posts something in 30 minutes and he has like 500,000 likes. And I'm thinking, Kidonshi. In my own opinion, it's not worth all that love. It's not worth all that. What is he doing? What's the big deal in what he's doing? But this generation, that is his generation, they get the joke. They appreciate the joke. And so they can flow with it. Just the same way, somebody will say, oh, LEPACIOUS will say, nobody will call her anymore. Her time has passed. No. There are people who will tell you, we want a matured MC who is within a certain age, a certain courage, a certain behavior. That's the kind of MC we want for our events. Then there are some people that will tell you, oh, our old people here, they are not funny anymore, Jare. We want young, vibrant, somebody that will be jumping all over the place. That's another set of people. For everybody, there's a market. There's an audience. And you have to believe in yourself enough. You have to believe in your dream enough to launch out. But if you have already judged yourself and decided you are not good enough, you will never be able to come out. So, fear of the world is small. Fear of yourself is the most important thing you need to deal with. And so you need to trust yourself and deal with it. And that's why I tell people they need to learn a lot about the power of meditation, about the power of positive speaking positive things into your own life. People tell me all the time, oh, you're so confident. I had an event last week, Saturday. The vice president was there. One of the SAN that was there sent me a message and said, your confidence, your courage, your dressing, everything was on point for the event. And I laughed because when people tell me I am confident, I laugh because I am, when it comes to low self-esteem, I'm the queen of low self-esteem. I'm constantly looking, hey, did I say it right? Did I do it right? What did I do? What? But when I'm talking, everybody, oh, she's so confident. And that has come with years of practice, years of saying to myself, you can do it and you're good at doing it. It does not mean, that's why I said I'm the queen of low self-esteem. It does not mean that I have completely agreed though in my head, but the fact that I keep saying it to myself, Bose, you are a powerful speaker, you are a confident person, you are a beautiful performer, you are intelligent with your jokes, you carry the audience, you hold the audience in your hands. The fact that I keep saying those things positively, they keep coming to pass, not because I am as good as I say I am, but because I say it long enough for it to come to pass. And that's the bigger lesson.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, for saying that. It's so powerful. Thank you so much for sharing this. I believe everybody hearing us right now have gained something that will change and transform what they have today. So even as we round up now, can you share with us one advice you have received from someone that has made a tremendous impact to who you are today? One advice you have received from someone that has made a tremendous impact to who you are today.
One advice that I have received from somebody that has made a tremendous impact on who I am today. I'll have to say, is that same thing I told you my brother said. Oprah Winfrey is famous. Kim Kardashian is famous. You choose what you want to be famous for. It's a choice. Do you want to be known for being the queen of intelligence, a powerful speaker, a confident person, a woman that controls things, somebody that makes a difference? Do you want to be that person somebody meets at a party and tells you, I was at the point of suicide? but I listened to you talk and I changed my mind. And today I'm the better for it. Look at me. You changed my life. Do you want to be that person? Or do you want to be a pepper them gang? I wear a dress and somebody else decides to go and commit suicide because they can't afford the dress. Is that what I want? Is that what I want? Do I want to buy a house and all I want to do is show it off and let everybody else go and be committing suicide and let everybody go and be crying and saying, hey, God, when? God, why did you do it for her? Why have you not done it for me? Why have you not done it for me? Hey, God, see what you have. Is that what I want? Is that what I want? So these are the choices that you have. And that's why I said, I would have to go back to what my brother said. And I keep telling people, when you say somebody inspires you, when somebody says motivates you, I don't know about other people, but my immediate family is my greatest motivation and inspiration. My dad, my mom, and my brother, and my brother's wife. Because if the people you see every day cannot inspire and motivate you, then what do you have? And then after that, my nephews. I remember when Simi sent me a message in school and said, Auntie Bose, every time I get discouraged, I go to your Instagram page, I watch your videos, and it inspires me to do more. I want to do better every time I see you fighting, because I know what it took you to even start working out. I know what it took you to be where you are today. I know the struggles, I know the battles. I know everybody thinks that, oh, you are strong, you are a fitness person, but I know the battle, the mental battle that it takes you to wake up every morning to go to the gym. And so every time I feel discouraged and I don't want to do it anymore and I feel frustrated, I go and watch your videos and they inspire me. Now that is my nephew. That comment meant more to me than what 1 million followers on Instagram can tell me. Because if that means that I'm not a fraud, that means that I'm real. For my own nephew to say I inspire him, that means there must be something I'm doing right that is able to inspire him, you know. And so you have to decide for yourself, what exactly do you want to be remembered for? And so that is why I said that's the most profound advice that anybody has ever given me. For example, and this is no bragging, for example, my nephew in South Africa is one of the best basketball players in his school. You know, school that is playing basketball and they are reading it on the NTA news. That's Simifemi Mikayo, they did so, he played like this, he played that, and it's on YouTube. You won't see it on my page because that's not the kind of family I come from. I would not post it. I would not post it. Not because I don't love him, not because I'm not proud of him, but that's not the kind of family I come from. Because the kind of family I come from will tell you there are mothers out there who got married the same year they got married and they don't have children. So why are you rubbing it in their faces? So that's why we don't post those kind of things. Not because we are not proud of them, but because somehow we just don't post those kind of things. His junior brother is one of the best football players in his school. Ivy League school. You would not see us posted. Not because we're not proud of them. When they are old enough to post their own achievement on Instagram, we will help them repost it. When they say, hey, check it out, see what I have done, then I will repost it for them. But until they get to that point when they want to put themselves out there, I'm not going to put them out there because they did not bargain to be in the public space. I am the entertainer. I am the one in the public space. I shouldn't put them in the public space. So that's why you find that even if you check my page, hardly do I talk about my immediate family. Maybe once in a while I talk about my dad and my mom, but my brother, his wife, the kids, no. Unless something out of the ordinary, then I talk about them. Like when my brother wrote a book, I talked about that, you know. So things like that. So it's very important, and that will help us to define where we are going and how far we have come.
Thank you so much for, of course, saying that. Even as we round up now, can you share with us the impact of the kind of people or the kind of friends that we roll with in terms of the kind of network and the kind of people that we surround ourselves with? Why is it so important for us to be able to be careful about the people that we are.
You cannot take my advice on that one, no. Because the reason why I don't have money now is because I don't have rich friends. It's because I don't have rich friends. I don't. I'm sure that if I had rich friends, if I was rolling with the big boys, I'm sure I'll be driving all the biggest cars. I'll be flying business class everywhere and all that. So when it comes to, for me, if you want to succeed in this industry, if you want to make money in this industry, if you want to succeed, if you want to be an A-lister, honestly, I will not lie to you. You must find a way to move with the people that are achieving. And you probably find as you are moving with the people that are achieving, you begin to move away from your old friends who are not achieving, because that's the only way to move. Unfortunately, that's not me. I have a lot of people that I started out with, and I noticed that in my industry, there are people that if you go on their Instagram page, you will see people that were their best friends 2 years ago. They are no longer their best friends now. Because 2 years ago, they were the reigning people. They were the ones that just won Big Brother Africa. That's their best friend that time. 2 years after, they've dropped them. It's the person that released the latest movie now that is their best friend. They changed their friends based on success. And I used to think it was bad, but when I check my bank account and their own bank account, I understand why they are doing it. I understand why they are doing it, so I cannot blame them. But it's just not my nature. I am a loyalist. If you are my friend, you are my friend. Irrespective of what you have, irrespective of how far you have come. I believe that as friends, we must have the same vision. We must be working in the same direction, and we must see the same things. I have friends that, my real friends, I hardly post about them online. I have friends that when I'm in trouble now, God forbid, if anything happens to me now and I'm in trouble now, the first 10 people that I will call are not even, I don't even know their Instagram handle. The first 10 people I will call if anything happens to me now, I swear, when I post on Instagram and they comment, I don't know who they are. I don't know them on Instagram. I don't know their Instagram handle. So whether they like my picture or they don't like, because our relationship is not Instagram relationship. That is the reality. And that's what I tell people. If you are in the entertainment industry, for example, and your only friends are entertainers, you are dead. You just don't know yet. You are dead. Because you don't have real friends. Really. You see those friends that you don't see for 3-4 months, but when you pick up the phone and you start talking to each other, you tell each other all your secrets that has happened since that last 4 months till now. Those are your real friends. But you see those friends that you are sitting at a table together with at a party in the name of entertainer, and then you want to go and spray the musician and you are carrying your drink because you cannot imagine yourself leaving your drink on the table with them. They are not your friends. They are your acquaintances. And so as you grow, either as an entertainer or as an office worker or as a wife or as a neighbor, or as you need to grow and understand and put your friends in compartments. There would always be acquaintances. There would always be friends. There will always be colleagues. There will always be church members. Your church members are not necessarily your friends. There will always be neighbors. Your neighbor does not have to be your friend. In fact, half of the time you are tolerating your neighbor because, please help me tell Mr. Shegun to come and move his car. I want to move my own car out. So you are polite to your neighbor. Your neighbor is somebody you are polite to. You cook on Christmas Day and you carry food to your neighbor. Is out of politeness because you are living next door to each other. But you can be sick for 2 months and be dying inside your house and your neighbor will not know. is based on your relationship. So your neighbor does not necessarily have to be your friend. So you have to put everything into perspective before you now start having friends. And even among friends, because even among the 12 disciples, Jesus had the ones that he could trust. And he knew the Judas. He knew. He knew the ones that would betray him. Even Peter, that was his closest, he told him, you will betray me, but I love you. I know that you are not betraying me because you are a bad person, but I know you will betray me because you are afraid. He knew who everybody is. So there are friends that will be your Owambe friends. When they say there's a party, you will say, Shade, Mama should be 200,000. Will you go? She will say, yes, let's go. You have those friends. You have the friends that, they say somebody is doing something in Dubai. Let all of us go together. Yes, now I have my money now. I'll pay now. Let's go. You have those ones. You have the ones that when you are broke and you need only 200 naira, they will never have. If this world come to an end, they will never have. Even if they have 10 million in their account, they will tell you they don't have 200 naira. Are those ones the ones you call if kidnappers kidnap you? No. Then you have the ones that will move heaven and earth because of you. So even among your friends, you need to know that there is still an inner circle of friends. There are still the friends that will die with your secrets. There are still the friends that will die defending you. I remember one day something happened between me and somebody else. And I kept saying that I did not do this thing. I didn't say this thing. And ONG looked at me and said, Bose, even if that person is saying the truth and you are the one lying, I will stand by your lie. Do you know what that means? When your friend says, even if somebody does, even this person, if this person is lying, if this person is saying the truth and you are the one lying, that's your own lie. I am so loyal to you. I will stand by your lie. I will defend your lie than agree with that person's truth. Do you know what that means? That is the highest level of loyalty. So when I tell people that ONG is my best friend, I didn't wake up one day because we are just walking around. And then I look at like, me and you should be besties. No. It's a friendship that has been tested and proven. It's a friendship that has gone through the course of time. There's a lady on this Fresh Factor. She's here. She's a witness. I have friends. I have a group of, I think, how many are we? Rachel, Sister Biola, Glory, Roslyn, Ngozi, Jimoke. Yeah, a group of like 7 of us. We've been together since like how many years? And it started from praying together. We'll do night vigils together. They are still my friends. They are very conservative. If you see them and you see me, I think there's nothing alike. They are very conservative. They're very easy. They're very quiet. They are the quiet ones. I am the showbiz person. If I'm having a party, if you ever come to my house when I'm having a party, check the tables at the back. They are the ones at the back sitting down, watching everybody and wondering what they are doing. And they just want to just be there. And then after a while, you see them, they'll carry their bag, they are going. But see, that quiet group, they are the ones that when one wahala is brewing somewhere, they are the ones that we have a group on Instagram, on WhatsApp. Girls, there's fire on the mountain, see what has happened, though. When I do something bad, they're like, hey, you people come and save me, come and see what I've done, they are the ones. They're my prayer warriors, they're my backbone. So you need to know your friends, put them in compartments and weigh them. And then make sure that each friend at every point in time, this is what I tell people. Are you a Yoruba person?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Please help me explain it. Help me explain it to them in Yoruba. That tí a bá ń ṣe ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ máa fi àyè ìjà sílẹ̀. No matter how close you are to that friend, that thing that friend will know that can ultimately destroy you, if you can keep it from being known by that friend, especially if you are not sure of the friend, keep your mouth shut. So if Shade has come to gossip to you about Shola, get ready. Shade will gossip to you. He will gossip about you to Nike. Don't wait until they do something to you before you learn. I have a friend that till today, we did not quarrel. I just cut her off. And she would never know why. But guess why I cut her off? I saw what she did to someone else. She quarreled with a mutual friend and went to that one's husband's house. True story. To tell the husband all the secrets that they share together. Do you know the gravity of that? Whether what that one did is good or is bad, that's another story. Yeah, in your husband's house, you're having an affair. That one has story. That one is another matter. But the point is, she's having an affair, and you are the only one she chose to share that secret with. She went to Wodi to collect love portion for husband. You are the only one that followed her to the Wodi's place. And you share that secret together. Then when you now quarreled, you now carried everything to go and tell her husband. What are you trying to do? You want to destroy her. And there are people like that. When they quarrel with you, they don't just want to quarrel with you. They want to destroy you. They want to destroy everything that concerns you. They want to, so once you see that in people, when you see them behave like that with other people, don't wait for them to do it to you. You don't have to be their enemies. You just draw the boundaries. Because you can quarrel with me and you will decide that, I'm quarreling with BOSE. Even our husband will be asking you, why are you quarreling? You say, don't mind that, Jare. I just don't want to be a friend anymore. Is that not safe? But you quarrel with somebody to the point where you want to destroy the person. That's extreme. That's deep. That's as bad as hiring a hired assassin to kill the person. So if you ever see anybody doing that to another human being, then you don't have the moral justification to call that person your friend. Because the day that person does that same thing to you, people like me will sit down here and say, Nto. Because you've been warned. You saw her do it to someone else. So that's the most important thing for friendship, where I from my perspective, and it's not about entertainment industry alone. It's about every industry, especially friends that you are in the same business. Because I noticed that with the advent of social media now, people are bonding. You see all these people that do what do you call it? All these people that do food blog. They are all now in one group. All food bloggers are loving each other. We are a community. People that are selling skin products, we are a community. People that are stand-up comedians, we are a community. People that are doing skits and all that, we are a community. Pastors are a community. Everybody is forming community. At the end of the day, we are all chasing the same thing. We are hustling the same crowd. We are hustling the same money. So technically, we are really not friends. We are just friends with benefits. So you have to be very careful how much you are willing to allow that person to know. Generally, I will not share my secret with somebody that does not have a secret with me. As a general rule. So if you have killed someone, you now tell me I have killed someone. Me too, I can now tell you that I cut someone's hand. Now we both have secrets. So if you go and tell people that I have killed, you know that you will not be afraid that me too, I can tell somebody that you can kill. Abi? But if you don't have any secrets with me, and I'm telling you my own secret, you will kill me. You will kill me completely. You will kill me. So generally, we just have to be very, 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 very careful. Share information with people only on I need to know basis. Only on I need to know basis. And then test your friendships. Watch people. Study them. Watch how they treat other people and how they react to other people before you expose them to your own elements, if you know what I mean. I am blessed. I have parents I can go and tell my secrets. I am blessed. I have people like ONG, and I keep telling people, Friday is here. Friday is Ghanaian. Friday knows. That's if I kill somebody in this house, you won't hear it from Friday's mouth. That's how loyal Friday is. But my own cousins, my own relatives don't know as much about me as Friday does. Why? Because I trust Friday, but I don't trust them. So you have to decide how much of what information or how much power or access you want to give each person. So even among your own family members, it may be your own sister. You have noticed that, this is my sister. Then keep some things away from that person. Because even the Bible says there's a friend that stays closer than a brother. So your friend can be closer than your own brother. So if you find out that your friend is more dependable than your brother, trust your friend and keep some things away from your brother. Don't be doing, he's my brother, he's my sister. Then every time you're around them, you open all your mouth. Do you know I just bought a car? Do you know in fact I just bought a land? In fact, I'm thinking of opening it. So that's it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that illustration. And even as with this, I was going to be our last question, of course. But if you have to give us one advice, to give me one advice to hold in my heart, what would that be?
One advice to what?
One advice I could hold in my heart today, what would that be?
To thine own self be true. To thine self be true. That's it. Be true to yourself at all times. At all times. The question should be, how does this make me feel? Somebody tells you, come and follow me to Third Mainland Bridge now at this time. I should be, you are my friend. Come and escort me to Third Mainland Bridge. The question should be, do I want to? Can I? How does it make me feel? So if the answer is, but I'm tired, I want to sleep, I've had a long day, to thyself be true. Tell the friend, I cannot go. Don't be saying, and if I don't go now, they will be upset. They will not be angry. They will not be that. You are not being true to yourself. To thine own self be true. Be your primary concern in every decision you make. Be your primary focus. You should be the happy one. Does this make me happy? How does this make me feel? Don't let other people's interest override your interest in your own life. Be your primary assignment. Be your primary assignment. I have done jobs that I've collected mumu money for just because I like the vibe I got from the person that called me. I just like the way the person spoke to me. And I'll be like, okay, I'll come and do it. And I'll collect stupid money. And I don't feel bad. Why? That's me. And I've collected million before. And I was still angry that, how much did they pay that they are talking to me like this? Why? Because I did not connect with them. So be your primary focus. Tell yourself, this is what I want. Like last week, we could have had the same program. Around this time was when I was getting home from an event. I could have been, then I'll be talking, then I'll be sleeping off, for what? But we're having it today. So always have yourself as the priority. Do you want to pretend to be a good person, or do you want to do the right thing? So always be your priority. So if there's one thing I want you to hold to your heart is to thine own self be true. Every time ask yourself, how does this decision make me feel? You want to watch TV, how does it make me feel? I am the person that goes out of my house. Not anymore, God has been good. But in those days, I would leave my house because there's no light. And maybe the inverter battery is dead. I will go to my own car outside, put on my car, put on AC, put pillow, and I will sleep in my car right outside my house. Why? Because I don't want to sleep inside heat. I'm hot. That is making myself the priority. Because I will tell you, I work. I work. So why should I suffer? So always make yourself the priority. Whatever makes you the priority is what you should consider.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And even as we round up now, I don't know, is there anything you're working on that you want people, of course, to know of? Please go follow at LEPACIOUS BOSE. Of course, she's on Instagram and she's many social media handles that you need to connect with her. There's so much to learn from her. Today has been a game changer for us, even our Talk Influencers. Every word that she has shared here today, I tell you, it has transformed myself, and I believe that most of us that are watching this show right now. So I don't know if there's something that you're working on that you want people, of course, to know about, and where can we reach you, and when people want to get across to you, when can we, this is the time.
Okay, there's nothing new that I'm working about, but my one of my movies is on Netflix right now. It's called Giddy Blues, and I would love it if people can just watch Giddy Blues and see me in another aspect. People are used to see me act the comedian, something funny, playful, loud, and all that. But in Giddy Blues, I was a bit more calm and more down to earth, and so Giddy Blues is what I would like people to see. Giddy Blues is on Netflix right now. Please watch it. KDQ just reminded me that I should tell you guys to watch our Instagram live. We do our Instagram live every Sunday at 4 p.m. Where we talk about health and wellness and all that pertains to wholesome living and all that. Then of course, I hope you are still watching The Johnsons, where I act as Madam K. And well, if God opens the door for more things, I will let you know.
Of course, more things are coming. More things are coming. Thank you so much for joining us today. You have been a great impact in our lives entirely. You've changed a lot for us today, and we want to say thank you so much for the words that you have shared that has changed, transformed what we have today. We can never remain the same by those words that you have shared and the experiences, of course, you have shared with us today. We want to say a big thank you to you, and want to say on behalf of the entire team at the Talk Influencers, we love you and we appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you so much, everyone. This is the Talk Influencers. This is where we explore the mindset of amazing achievers. Our guest today is the incredible, amazing, multi-talented LEPACIOUS BOSE, of course, on the show today. We are so excited, to have her today on the show. Please, if you missed this section, and it's going to be on our IGTV, of course, at the Talk Influencer, where you can catch up with us from the beginning of this section, of course, to the end that we have just had right now. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. This is.
I'd like to say thank you to all my followers that came on this show, all my community members that came on this show. Thank you very much. You guys are always there for me. I love you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And to all the Talk Influencer followers that came on the show as well. Thank you. God bless you all. Thank you for having me. Have a fantastic 2022.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Now, so thank you, everybody, for joining us today. And until next time, this is the Talk Influencers. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much, people, for joining. If you're just tuning in and you don't have our page, you are not following us, please, at Talk Influencers, of course, we do have our sections today. Every weekend, we have amazing guests. We are putting amazing guests to the show. If you're just tuning in, just follow us, and of course, we are going to give a tap of what we have always done right here on the show. Thank you so much. My name is Simon Odewale, and this is the Talk Influencers. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye. See you soon.